Okay, so we're back in the stand for the evening hunt. We've got the feeder situation under control now. All it was we were out of corn. When we set it up in February, the feeder said we had 40 days. We're on day 34 and we were out. So James came back and filled it up and redid the settings a little bit. And so now we're all set and ready to go. It was kind of quiet this morning when I came out to get in the stand this evening. I heard a couple turkeys close, so that's a good sign. Hopefully something will come in and we'll get us a turkey.
Well, I'm back. There's still quite a bit, probably 3/4 of the corn still on the ground. On our way over here, we saw a couple guys working on a neighboring property, so there's a lot of activity. I guess because it's spring break, and I didn't even think about that being an issue. But what I'm hoping is that because they're active on their place, that they'll push everything onto us. Most of the corn, like I said, is still there, so nobody's gotten full off of our feeder, that's for sure. And the other one didn't even go off yet today. It'll go off at 5 over there, so our neighbor that's a couple 100 yards away, I saw his truck back over there. But there's no noise, so that's good. As long as they're not outside making a bunch of racket, everything should be okay once it settles down. I'm sure since that deer didn't get full, that at least a whitetail is going to come here pretty quick. It usually takes them about 30 minutes and they'll circle back around and get back to what they were doing when you spook them out. And I didn't walk in. We used the truck all the way up to the feeder. So that's a better strategy. They're not really afraid of trucks very much. So you spook them off with the truck instead of coming in on foot. It works out a lot better most of the time. I know of a few people that watch the channel that are just starting out. And I've had people in the past ask me, well, what do you do when you gotta go? Well, don't ever forget to bring an empty bottle out here. I've tried in the past to get out of the stand and re-enter the stand, and it seems like somehow they know you left, and that's exactly when they'll show up at the feeder, and my bow or my gun or whatever would be up here in the stand, and I would be standing on the ground unable to get to it. So just bring a bottle with you, pee in the bottle, and make sure it's a good lid, that it'll seal off and keep the scent down. Once you close a plastic bottle, they can't smell it. So there you go. That pipeline construction is almost exactly a mile away. It sure sounds a lot closer. wasn't a buck in that group. And that's not the same group I saw earlier. But they were close right there. That was, the one that came over closest was about 30 yards away. But they come up so fast. There was no way to get the camera and get drawn back. And unfortunately, she went downwind, and she could smell that I was here, so. I didn't expect it to be this good this early. I really expected about the last 30 minutes to be when I would start seeing stuff. But it's not over.
The whitetail may be going over there to the minerals James just put out.
It's been about 15 minutes since I've seen those axes. And the general direction they were headed was over toward the cabin. I'm hoping to hear a gunshot any minute from Crystal's stand. One other thing that I didn't think to mention about that situation. When there's more than one deer, and there was 3 that I saw, that's 6 eyes to pick up movement. I probably could have rushed in the situation that I had here and possibly gotten off a shot. But this scenario was not a good one. It's a lot safer bet to be patient and don't do anything, any sudden movements. Don't give away your position. Once an animal sees you up here in the stand, they'll be looking in this spot every time they come. Now, it's not good when they smell you, but at least they didn't see me and they didn't know exactly where I was. So, in the future, because I didn't give my position away, in the future when they come in and they can't smell me, they're not going to know where to look to see me. Because if they know where to look to see me, I'll never get my bow drawn back. So the best thing to do, if you get in a situation where maybe you can rush and get a shot, just forget it. Just be patient. You're gonna get a shot at some point. Just gotta be patient and wait for the right situation to play out, and ease into it, and never give away your position. I've had that happen to me before, and then I'd see that same deer in the future, whitetails, and they knew exactly where to look. And it got to the point where that specific deer, I was never going to get drawn in this stand on that deer. I did eventually kill that doe, but I had to do it from the ground. This oak tree behind me has a hollowed out spot in it, and I had to wait until the wind was perfect for me to be on the ground, 20 yards from the feeder. And there isn't another place where you can be within bow range in a hollowed out tree. You know, what are the odds of that? This is the only way. That was the one day that play was gonna work. I made the play, and it worked. So just stay patient. You're gonna get a shot in the future, and don't take any chances that are gonna give yourself away. I'm seeing more and more activity from birds. Usually that's the first thing that I see. I'll see a lot of birds come into the feeder, and then other larger things start coming after that. It's about 6:45 right now. So this is the time that I expect movement to pick up. It's gonna be good. They're not very big, but it'll be good to smoke whole probably. I'm gonna get down and see how much blood I can find and try to hurry up and get in before it gets dark. And then if there's any light left, he shouldn't be very far. Maybe, I think he probably went about 50, 60 yards. I hit him a little bit high, but that's because he's only 16 yards away, and my closest, where I set my pin, is at 20 yards.
Well, guys, I rushed the shot and I think I missed. But I'm going to have James come down here with me later and check it out.